Here's a funny sight to see, the famous mini bread van, advertising Beattie's Bread. Beattie's was taken over by Mother's Pride, where the business ran on for a good few years before closing. High tide in the early 1960s was particularly bad, with the labour exchange surrounded with deep floodwater and waves crashing over the sea wall causing a lot of damage. Barry's linoleum factory dominated the skyline at the rear of Kirkcaldy station until 1964 when it closed. Kirkcaldy had been the world's linoleum capital for nearly 100 years, but such was the decline that when Kirkcaldy's Member of Parliament at the time tried to raise a stooshy in the House of Commons about it by asking how many apprentices would become redundant when Barry's closed, he was told there would be only one. Levelling Nether Street was quite a task. Provision for an underpass to link the flats to the steps leading down to the beach was also made. Local legend has it that John Buchan named his famous novel The 39 Steps after the steps leading down to the beach at the side of Ravenscraig Castle. Buchan was born in Perth but grew up in Kirkcaldy. It's probably only a legend, of course, because there's actually more than 40 steps. Junction Road with Macmillan's shop on the corner, now home to a letting agency. The Man of the Rock carved at the Red Rocks was made by James Patterson in 1851. Sadly, it was eroded by the sea and eventually collapsed in 1970. Dysart Co-op was founded in 1846 and continued until 1988 when it closed after supplying everything the shopper could ask for over 100 years. Another well-known name in Dysart was J.A. Glassgrocers and Wine and Spirit Merchants. The level crossing at Dysart was always a challenge for many a motorist, especially if they were in a hurry. It was always an eye-opener to see the guard's van trundling down the line on its own, followed by the engine with the empty wagons for the Francis Colliery, or the Dubby. And what price health and safety in the 1960s? Two well-known shops in Kirkcaldy, Bert's the bookseller and Sam's Seed Merchants. Kirkcaldy High Street in 1962, and busy it was with two-way traffic passing by lots of well-known trading names. Coming up on the right, Littlewood store near completion. A year or so later and BHS is being built.